Yeah, my fault guys. Let me just set this candle up right quick. I love candles. Like, that's like the ultimate mood when it comes to me editing any type of photos or videos. So yeah, let me just go set this down real quick. All right, yeah, I'm back guys. For those of you who do not know, I go by VITO. For those of you who already know me, hey again. But yeah, today it's a pretty simple video. I basically wanted to show you guys how exactly I scan my photos here at home, but I also wanted to show you guys how I edit my photos in Lightroom Pro. So yeah, let's just get started. So yeah, the scanner that I use at home is the Epson V600. Now for the past 4 or 5 months now, I've been using this scanner to scan my 35mm film, my 120 film, specifically speaking, my 6x7, my 6x4.5, and am I missing any? Nope. But yeah, to save you money, I would encourage you guys to start getting into the whole scanning at home thing. For the most part, I'm going to just say this scanner right here does it for me. I really love every photo that actually come out from that scanner. So yeah, dealing with the Epson V600, obviously you have to plug it in, and then it does come with a USB cable. You want to connect the USB to, you know, either your desktop or your laptop. Then after that, you want to open up the scanner, and I use one of these. You know, I do one of these a couple of times on the scanner to just make sure there's no dust particles on there. But after that, I grab my film tray and I put, you know, either my 35s or my 120 film in the film tray, close it, and then before I put the film tray into the scanner, what I want to do is basically this again, and just so once again there's no dust on there. This is all while I'm having gloves on. You know, you always want to have gloves because once again, you have oils on your fingertips, and you getting oil on the negatives, it's not a good thing, and it's really hard to actually get off film negatives. So you want to always be doing this with gloves. But yeah, once you put the film tray into the scanner, you close the scanner, and I am going to show you on the computer basically what happens next. So, oh, one thing I did forget to mention, there is a power button. The power button is on the side of the scanner. But yeah, once you basically open up Epson V600, the software, you're brought to this specific screen. So at the top right here, you see it says scanner. Obviously, that's because that's the scanner you're using. And you know, scan settings, don't really touch that. Photo mode, yes. Main settings, so yeah, dealing with document source, you always want it at transparency unit. Dealing with the document type, you want it at color positive film, you don't want it at color negative film, or you don't want it at B&W negative film, which is black and white. So whenever you do have black and white photos, you want to choose, you know, B&W, but we're not doing black and white. After that, the image type, 48-bit color, resolution, DPI, you want to put it at 2400. Scanning quality, obviously you want it high, so you know you're getting the highest scans possible dealing with, you know, this scanner. Next, you have image format, TIFF, you want this as a TIFF, and film name. You can change that in the settings if you want to. Folder, I usually save it, you know, on my Lacy, and I already have a folder already set up for it. So dealing with the advanced settings, I don't touch the advanced settings at all. So I do everything basically in main settings to be able to scan these photos. But after that, one important thing you want to also do, you're not clicking the scan. You want to preview the photos before they actually fully scan into the storage that you actually chose that you want the scans to actually go into. So I'm going to click preview. I have 3 of my photos that I actually want scanned right here. So all you have to do is click it once, scan, and literally it's just that simple. So I did scan in a couple more images, but here we go. So what you want to do is click this white balance selector, And one thing to keep in mind is when you are cutting the negatives, you want to leave at least a space, you know, at the bottom or top so you can actually use the white balance selector and do this. You go to File, Plugin Extras, and Negative Lab Pro. So yeah, once again, we are in Lightroom. Now, this plugin isn't automatically, you know, on Lightroom itself, so just keep in mind, I bought this for $100 5 months ago, so I don't know if it is still $100 today, but what this does is basically converts the negatives. Once you open up Lab Pro, Negative Lab Pro, what you want to do is obviously make sure this TIFF scan, color model, basic, pre-saturation, very low, 1, border buffer 5%, that's where I leave it at. And then after that, you want to convert the negatives and then just, you know, give it about 20-30 seconds to actually convert, and it converts into color. So this is very much so important, especially if you want to have a scanner at home and to actually scan and actually have the images to yourself. Definitely purchase Negative Lab Pro. That's what I use to basically convert my negatives. So yeah, but we're gonna go ahead and just edit the photos now. So once Negative Lab Pro, you know, we were in the convert section. After we converted it, we're here in the editing section. Now up here, dealing with the settings, you have save, load, and reset that deals with all these settings here. So you can obviously save, basically it's a preset. You can basically save the certain look that you're going for. But dealing with brightness, I'll mess around with it a little bit. Contrast, a little bit contrast, you know, you don't want it to look too desaturated. Lights, you want it to be a little bit light. I did once again use the Prism Dreams Effects lens filter on my Mamiya RB67, so that's why, as you guys can see, dealing with the highlights and just dealing with the white on her shirt, you can obviously tell it's a very dreamy, glowy effect to it. So, and I'm gonna mess around with the whites. And down here you have your color, mids, highs, and shadows. Dealing with the color section, I usually like to mess around with the temperature, so dealing with the warmth of it. So I usually play around with it here. And then dealing with the tint, I usually like going to more so of the on the purple side of things, and especially because the beautiful flowers in the background, you want to, you know, make everything as vibrant as possible. So let's see here. Okay, I think this is good. I usually go to the mids after that, and once again, since we are dealing with this pinkish sort of reddish background, I would want to play around with the mid-tones, dealing with the red, so, which very much so complements her skin as well. So, and then the highs, these are the highlight colors. I'm not even gonna mess around with the highlights. The shadows, meaning that once again, we're messing around with these flowers in the background. I wanna utilize the shadows dealing with the red more so than any other color on here, so. And I might utilize the magenta just a little as well. I just put in 4, I put in 3. All right, there we go. I think this looks great. And then after that, I'm gonna crop it. Sometimes, you know, some people like the borders, the film borders. Some people don't. I like it here and there, but I rather just crop it. So press enter, and there we have it. There we go. That's pretty much it. But yeah, that's pretty much how I edit my photos, but yeah, also how I scan them to actually edit them. Hopefully this video was very much so helpful to people who were wondering how I do things, and also especially if you have not ever scanned film before, this is definitely a scanner you should pick up. I very much so think so. And overall, I do want people to learn how to do things on their own. I have yet to actually develop film, unfortunately, but having a scanner definitely does help me dealing with cost, because once again, film is a very costly thing. So to actually develop and or actually scan film on your own can very much so save you a lot of money. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully I helped you guys to try new things. But yeah, this is Vito once again signing off. I'm gonna catch you guys.